afternoon, everybody. Christy from Getting Into Prepping. Today I want to discuss or talk about the crime rate in South Africa and the crime situation. As you know, those guys that's been following the channel for a while know that a couple of weeks or a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I had a bit of a nasty incident at one of the sites that I visit in Rustenburg, where somebody tried to actually break into the boot side or the back side of the vehicle by trying to force it open. Fortunately, the lady that was there saw that it's not the same driver. She confronted this guy and he actually ran away. The long and short of it is they tried to break into the vehicle, they didn't manage to get anything. Then I asked the question, is crime in South Africa getting out of hand? Is it getting rampant? And let me talk about what happened yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, on one of the highways on the southwestern side of Johannesburg, where the Mike 1 and the Mike 2 meet up on close to the double-decker bridge. For those guys that know that area, there were actually 5 armed robbers on the highway during the time where everybody was going to work. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't done my homework totally on this one, so I'm going a bit on hearsay type of thing, but as far as I can determine, it happened between around about 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. Several people were robbed on the highway while they were stuck in traffic. 5 guys with 9mm or hand weapons just walked onto the highway where these guys were gridlocked. They couldn't move or go anywhere, and these 5 guys just went from vehicle to vehicle to vehicle to rob the people. Now, if this is the first incident that I know of that type of incident that happened in this area, but in the past I have been thinking about the possibility of such a thing, especially in the Gauteng area, where there's regular vehicles being caught in traffic jams where they actually stand still. And the one I can recall one time where the guy actually came with his little his stuff that he was selling at the robot. He actually was on the highway selling his cool drinks and his earphones and whatever he had. He was walking amongst the vehicles while we're sitting in this traffic jam. Now I'm on my way home after a meeting this morning in Centurion, on my way to Alberton, and currently I'm bolstering along at a blinding 55 k's an hour on this highway. Now sometimes you get to slow down to about 20, and sometimes you even get where you actually stop on the highway. So this creates an opportunity for these guys, like this 5 guys on yesterday, on Wednesday morning, to actually just do what they need to do and rob people blind on the highway. So as a prepper, I'm thinking about things that I would do to prevent or to prepare for such an incident. First of all, the first thing I would do is to make sure, if it's at all possible, not to be on the road at that time of the day. Unfortunately, with my work, 9 out of 10 times I am in traffic that time of day. So but if you can avoid it, if you can adapt your plans, or even postpone your plans to a bit later, do that. Just make sure that you're not there, because if you're not there, you cannot be robbed. The second thing that I'm thinking of is that I would lock my vehicle to make it more difficult for this guy to get into my vehicle. That also includes the window being wound up. So that would be the next thing that I do, because if you're not easily accessible for this guy, he would rather go to the next guy, I think. I'm not sure exactly what happened, so I can't really comment, but that would be my thinking, is that if you are able to prevent this guy from getting to you, he cannot rob you. And then the third thing that I can think of is that I've got my firearm with me 99.9999% of the time. If I see something like this happen, I'm stuck in a situation where I cannot get out of, I will get out of my vehicle and start engaging these guys. I'm not saying that I'm going to shoot to kill, but I'm going to tell them that, luister boet, I'm in town. The new sheriff is not going to sit still and wait for my turn to be robbed. And yeah, so that would be the three things that I would do. I would not go in that specific instance if you do not have a firearm. I would not go non-lethal with spray, pepper spray, a shocker, whatever. I would not go that route. But with a firearm, I will definitely try to engage and obviously assess the situation, and if I feel that I can win the fight or I stand a chance in the fight, I will most probably engage. I think that the surprise element would be big enough to give me an advantage in the fight. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this type of situation. Just to add to that, I think that this type of things, now that it's been done once, it's going to occur more and more and more. So this is definitely a threat that we have to take into consideration, and something that we as civilians has to prepare for and make sure that you are prepared for that situation. So that's just my thoughts on this situation. My advice would be, if it's at all possible, don't be there. Don't be in that situation where you have to fall victim to these criminal elements that's running rampant in South Africa. Then, like I said, protect yourself to the best of your abilities if you are in that situation, and also if you've got a firearm and you are sure that you can engage and win the fight, do so. But in that situation, you would definitely have to consider the fact that there's other civilians. You have to consider your target versus the background as well. What is in the background? If you miss that person, what you're going to eat. So yeah, but get your firearm out, get your training done on that firearm, so that if you're in a situation like that, you are able to defend yourself and those around you. So that's just my thoughts on it. Crime is getting out of hand. Crime is definitely increasing. Be prepared to face criminals, and if you have to engage to win the fight. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But yeah, so that's just my thoughts on the incident that happened yesterday on the highway. With that being said, prepare to the best of your abilities for something like that. Make plans in advance. Play the if, what, then type of game that I've been discussing with regards to preparation, so that you are able to handle yourself and protect yourself in a situation like that. Thank you for watching. I hope that you did find something interesting and something thought-provoking in this, something that can make you actually think of what you're going to do. And that's all on that topic. So until the next video, keep on prepping.